When I received this VM Sub Pro, I was surprised by how good the quality of piano gloss finish that they offer. Clean, modern look, yet classy design, totally different than other subwoofers in the market. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. Today is gonna be sharing my extensive testing and pushing this Sub Pro to the limit and measuring REW measurements as well as tuning with VM Room Fit AI-based room correction feature. That is the newest feature that they offer, as well as BEQ tuning that I try with correcting where the frequency dips or those area to make it better or make it sound better to my liking. So that is going to be today's video of my review. And this Sub Pro is retail for $450. According to VM, this one can get down to 25 hertz of bass response. When I did the measurements from 1 meter or 3 feet away using UMIC microphone, and I measure it using REW software and frequency response, it can easily get down to 25 hertz region. Ported, designed with 8-inch bass driver, so it's like dual ported with a chamber to help bass response better. Let's get to the measurement here. The green one is out of factory setting without tuning anything, 1 meter 3 feet away measurement with REW, so 25 hertz, it can get down to 25 hertz no problem. That is 1/6 correction, by the way. And red one is I raise the gain to maximum gain in VM Home app of this Sub Pro to see how much dynamic range it can be pushed. As you can see, it can get up to 115 dB in loudness wise, but as soon as passing around 106-7 dB, it will the driver will be starting making rattling sounds. So that is already reached the limit. No one's gonna reach it in most cases. VM also say the dynamic range and the SPL is 105 dB range that this Sub Pro can do, but I tested anyway, pushing above the limit, and it did pretty good, I would say. And also I try integrating this Sub Pro to pretty much all VM amps, starting with original VM amp to latest amp Ultra, and it works seamlessly. Great news for older equipment owners. You can totally integrate Sub Pro to your original VM amp or anything that you may have in the amplifier lineup. Wire or wireless, it can integrate it to the system seamlessly. Even when I integrate it to my main system using Accuphase E4000 and cable connected to this Sub Pro, it works seamlessly. Everything has to be fine-tuned through VM Home app. Bass quality, responsiveness, and everything, I would say cable is the way to go. I kind of not really liking the wireless connectivity. It's not like glitchy or anything like that. It works flawlessly, but bass quality, the cable is better. In terms of powerful bass delivery, this Sub Pro is not gonna be top performing in terms of chest thumping, room shaking kind of bass quality. This one is just to give you bass foundation and seamless integrating into your music or when you're watching movies. I tried a few movies, including some of the low effects that I enjoy, and this one is a little bit lacking in movie effects. But when you listen to music, one of the most musical sub that you can get, because they're integrating into your 2-channel system, making it 2.1, plus using that room fit correction features and everything combined, it works seamlessly. So next graph is after I did all the tuning versus original without any tuning. So the green graph is just Sub Pro with VM amp combination without any correction. Blue graph is with room fit correction enabled. Almost ruler flat. That is a 1-to-1 correction. That looks pretty, right? So these kind of graphs looks really good, but if you want to fine tune it, these are no help at all, because you have to have at least 1/6 correction to see where the weak point and all the dips and correction that you want to make in PEQ tuning. That's why I usually use 1/6 correction. So the orange one is after I enable PEQ tuning to where I want to get the improvements, where I want to reduce the mid-range area and slightly brighter sounding area. Those are areas that I fine tune it in terms of enjoying music. For watching movies, like I mentioned before, if you enjoy really low notes, this is not gonna cut it for you. This is gonna be just to get it going above 30 hertz range in the bass response wise, filling the room and enjoying the music. If you really enjoy jazz music or upright bass or those kind of notes, gonna be very good sounding and very realistic and accurate bass quality that it can deliver. Very impressive in terms of musicality that it can deliver. But if you want powerful, impactful bass driver or bass delivery, this is not gonna be for you, especially for home theater setup. This is just to get it going. But this one, for audiophiles and people who likes to enjoy 2.1 or people with smaller spaces, this is gonna work seamlessly and probably one of the best option out there in terms of tunability and features. That software is probably one of the most advanced tuning ability that come with it, right? You don't need to use any external microphone when you tune in it. Let's say you sit 10 feet away, right? Don't tune it as a guide on the screen. So if you sit 10 feet away, tune it, put your phone or your smart device around 7 feet away. Then I tune it there. That will balance it out when you sit down and listen the actual music. Sound quality is going to be more enjoyable that way if you don't want to fiddle around with EQ or PEQ setting. But if you can do PEQ tuning, then measure it from your seating position and correct it where you want it. So RoomFit AI-based room correction feature work wonderfully well. I would say better than pretty much everyone in terms of software quality and features and tunability that come with it. The software is probably most advanced one right now in those areas. This VM Sub Pro can offer seamless integration with wire or wireless option, but I would highly suggest you to go with wire option to get the best bass quality out of it. So as I was pushing this Sub Pro to the limit and everything combined, I was impressed by how well they can integrate it even without using the amplifiers. When I'm testing it with my reference amp, I just fine tune it through the VM app. So let's go to this VM Home app. You can see this Sub Pro, right? I don't group them together right now because I'm using with this Accuphase E4000, but you can also group them together with any of your VM products, those amplifiers that are available. Let's get to this VM Sub Pro setting. This is my current setting, crossing over at 80 hertz and gain is a 6 dB gain. So that's where I get most natural and organic feeling bass quality out of this combination pairing with this S1EX towers. Realistically, I would say 60 hertz may be more suited to my liking. Another thing that I like to remind you is this room is treated, so bass response is pretty accurate. Then you may not notice any unusual stuff in the graph. As you see, these are almost ruler flat, and this graph is comparison of 1/6 and 1/1 correction of final results. That is the response that I fine-tuned it. I was totally happy that I was able to correct it in most area to my liking. Playing around with this combination, I don't see any major downsides in terms of musicality of subwoofer, accuracy of bass quality, nice and responsive notes that I can enjoy listening to my music. But when I'm watching movies, that is gonna be lacking in impactful effects and bass delivery when it comes to those room shaking performance. Like I had two 12 inches to fulfill my bass head needs. This Sub Pro cannot get to that level of impactful and powerful bass delivery, but if you have a smaller room, if you live in apartments, this one will get the job done without annoying your neighbors. If you want clean and natural sounding bass quality when you're listening to your music, this one will get the job done for most of the music, unless you like to listen big organ, really deep bass. The graph that you are seeing on the screen is same graph as I shown you very first one, but this one has a 1/6 correction. As you can see in this graph, it is start rolling down after 80 hertz or so in terms of bass response wise. So that is where you want to do the crossover point. When I enable room fit correction with small bookshelf speaker, it's starting to cross over 110 hertz auto correction feature. So even the auto correction feature crossing over 110 hertz works great. I was surprised by it. I never thought of crossing over subwoofer at 110 hertz. I was using Guardian Audio TS Voyager MK2 SE seal type stand mount speaker in that combination with original VMM. This Sub Pro can easily integrate it to other system like this I was using with this my main system, and it can integrate it seamlessly. Good quality sub and very musical sub that they are offering. Probably they will come up with 10 inches and 12 inches in the future. This is good starting point in terms of musicality, build quality, and features and everything combined. I can easily recommend it to you to add it to your VM ecosystem. That is the experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.